Assembly set the hearing of the motion for at 9 a.m. 26th of June. I now refer the Honorable Senate to the Isiolo standing orders. Standing order, specifically standing order number 1, it is found at volume 3, pages 85 and 86, on the times set for the sitting of the Assembly, and that is 9 a.m. for Wednesdays and 2:30 for Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I do not need to say this because you're familiar with these times. It therefore follows that if the Assembly is to meet at any other time other than as set out in the standing orders, there must be a resolution to that effect. And so, therefore, the logical question that we are asking the Senate is this: is the Hansard genuine? Because the Hansard talks about a sitting conducted at 2:30 p.m. That is in line with the standing orders. But the notices, the invitation, and the special sitting issued by the Speaker talk about a sitting to be conducted at 9 a.m. So therefore, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Senators, we invite you, the Senate, to take note of the above, and then allow us to also review the Hansard that is provided. You probably understand the Hansard much better than we do, and I refer you to the Hansard for the 18th of June 2025, which clearly shows that the Assembly was adjourned to 26th of June at 2:30 p.m., and I refer you to volume 3 still of the Assembly's documentation. The issues that you will note when you review the answer is that, first of all, it is not certified by the clerk as is required. It just bears a stamp. It is therefore our submission that these latent, open, obvious, and blatant contradictions and anomalies between the Hansard and other records provided by the Assembly are major indicators not only of misrepresentation, but that the documents presented by the Assembly have been cooked and generated outside of the Assembly. This is further supported by the testimonies of the witnesses, which will be found at volume 2 of the governor's response at page 14, where we have the affidavit of Salad Boru Gurasha, who was the clerk of the Assembly, who confirms that there was no sitting of the Assembly on either date. There is an affidavit by the leader of majority, Diba Ali, at pages 41 to pages 45, who confirms there was no sitting of the House Business Committee to deliberate and set out the order papers. Further, we have the affidavit of Shaban Mzungu, who was in charge of security at the Assembly on that particular day, and he confirms that there was no sitting of the Assembly. Honorable Speakers and Honorable Senators, we expect that the Assembly will try to persuade you that the issues we raise are not preliminary and they require a full evidential hearing. But allow me, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members of the Senate, to refer you to the Assembly's submissions on the preliminary objection, because they have filed submissions on the preliminary objection and they have quoted a decision. And the jurisprudence from the courts is that a preliminary question is determined on the presumption that the facts pleaded are true. The facts that we are raising are the facts that have been pleaded by the Assembly. And that preliminary issue, when determined, may as well as dispose of the suit, and it is for that reason that we raise it as a preliminary issue, because if this Honorable House was to find that there was no sitting of the Assembly, then we cannot proceed with the